Hey everybody, it's Mike Young, lifestyle nutritionist with aPlantBasedDiet.org. Welcome to chapter 80 of my book, Live to 150. A little more than halfway. This is more of a lighter topic chapter compared to the past two out of the last three chapters we just did. It's basically on hearing protection and the importance of that. If you intend to live to about 150 years young, and I'm 52 and I'm recording this here right now in 2022, one of the things you got to do is protect your hearing. You may not realize this, but hearing loss is cumulative. That means that once you lose a lot of your hearing, there's likely or almost certainly no way to get it back. And it builds up over time. So like if you lose a little bit here at this concert, and then you lose a little here at this, I don't know, shooting range, and then you lose a little bit here because I wear headphones all the time, you're going to lose a lot. You know what I'm saying? It adds up. It all builds on one another. And maybe no one's ever told you this before, and that's why I need to do a chapter on this. So it's not that difficult of a concept, except that you need to protect your ears. And let's say you're stuck in a situation, because a lot of times I get stuck in a situation and don't have hearing protection. Well, just push your ears, push the flaps of skin over your ears like that and hold them there. Maybe you can find a way to look cool and do this. I don't know. Okay, it doesn't make any difference, just do it. But I would say, use hearing protection. There's little foam things. I should have some here in this picture. I've got plenty of them laying around. I find that I have to have them everywhere, because whenever I go somewhere where I'm going to need them, especially like a concert or something, I'm always doing all this other stuff, getting ready to go. And that's the last thing I do, is remember to do that. A lot of times actually at concert venues, if you've forgotten, especially nowadays anyway, that this has become common knowledge, even though not a lot of people do anything about it. Most people who are at these concerts don't have any hearing protection at all. Like music concerts, outdoor things. Indoor, outdoor makes no difference. Don't think because it's outdoors that you're going to have better. Actually, indoors are probably going to turn the volume down. Either way, it's going to get you. So a lot of times they will either sell them or, more often than not, give them away. I think that giving them away almost, I don't know, I'm not an attorney or a lawyer, but it almost might open up the door to a lawsuit, I guess, because, well, if we're giving away hearing protection at a loud event, are we saying that this might damage your hearing and we know it? Yeah, I think so. And also consider something else at these music events, especially people who are professional musicians who go to concerts. And if you are, you know what I'm talking about. Comment below, let me know. You've always got these monitors in your ear. And the monitors do two things. Number one, it blocks out all the sound of the amplified noise around you, all right, or at least most of it, all the hearing damage stuff. And then it provides a little sound of what's actually happening, the sounds that you're making, into the amplified speakers, so that you can do a better job of performing. But what it really does, and I know back in the day, people didn't use those. They were just playing without it. And if they were very talented, I guess they could do it, but they would lose their hearing is the problem. Professional musicians, before they had these monitors in their ear, they would regularly lose their hearing. I know this is not like a big thing. You're not picking up the cover of Rolling Stone and they're talking about hearing loss. Or if you even know what Rolling Stone is, it's a old school, music type publication. It used to be like a paper magazine form type of a thing, glossy color magazine. Anyway, just consider that the musicians, they'd be out of a job. They would lose their hearing so fast these days, because nowadays also, it's not like back in the day. Like it used to be, well, if I start to hear some distortion, I'll know I got to do something and I'll do it then. But no, that's not what happens these days. These days, a lot of the sound equipment is very high quality. You've got a lot of digital stuff now versus analog. You don't get as much noise in there. So you can turn it way up, okay? And the bass too, but it's usually the higher frequencies that are going to damage your hearing. You can turn it way up, have no idea how many decibels it's actually reading unless you have a decibel meter. Maybe you have an app for that. Actually, if you do, let me know for your phone. I'm just thinking about this now as I'm writing this book, writing this chapter. This is why the book helps me a lot, just coming with ideas like this. But that's what matters, is how many decibels it actually is, not whether it sounds like, if it sounds distorted, then they've got it turned up too loud. No, that doesn't happen these days anymore. It never happens. You just lose your hearing. You just leave the event and you've got this hum or this buzzing or this ringing in your ears, and you think, oh, okay, it'll go away, and it just doesn't go away. Or it settles down, but it's just at a constant low level buzzing. You'll know if you ever go you ever been to a quiet room? I know I've been to the one before at National Institute of Standards and Technology. They have one with all this fabric. Actually, this room is kind of a quiet room too. You have to go in a real quiet area, go outdoors in an extremely rural environment that doesn't have any airplanes flying over, and you'll know in those environments if you have ringing, and it's there all the time. You hear it in those environments, it's not like it's just there in those environments. Although I'm sure if your hearing loss is bad, it'll prevent you from ever going to these quiet, peaceful areas because you won't want to just listen to the sound of your ears ringing. And I know there's other things that go on with hearing loss. It's a very, not very well explored subject that has a lot of things that can go right or wrong for other areas of your health, including your mental health. So you've got to make sure that you're doing this right. And there's also some talk out there, I've seen it, about people saying, well, you can, with the right diet or lifestyle, possibly or likely, some people say likely, reverse your hearing loss and basically stop them ringing and other things. I've even seen people say that you do certain techniques in the back of your head. Pushing in the back is some kind of nerve that goes from your ears to the back. Maybe it does help. I don't know. Okay. But I truly don't think that you should rely on being able to reverse any kind of hearing damage because it's likely not reversible, at least not completely. Although I am totally about the body healing itself, but this is the type of thing where you basically told your body, hey, I know you've got these devices to listen so I can hear very clearly, I don't know, far away sounds that may not be very audible. And I just exploded these sensors with the loudest noise you ever heard. And I'm trying to tell you, the body might be thinking that you have got it all wrong. I'm in a really loud environment all the time, and I don't need that kind of sensitive hearing where I can hear very quiet things. And I know, I probably damaged your sensor by making it ring, and so the body is going to just, if you think about it, that's another input. And I did a chapter on, your visual things you listen to or watch and things that you listen to, namely like music, different types of content. But I'm talking here volume. This is about volume. So if you tell your body, by being in very, very loud music areas, and you can just put hearing protectors in to muffle it, and not, if you're in loud music environments or other environments and you are not using hearing protection, you're telling your body that you don't, this fine, quiet type hearing is no longer required. I don't need it because those are sensors, and that's why it may not reverse. Although maybe if you remove yourself, and it could work from these loud environments, or when you get in them, put the hearing protectors in. You don't hear all the high treble notes, and a lot of the mid-range is cut off, but you still hear the beat. You still get to have fun, because I go to the concerts, okay? And I still sometimes forget the hearing. It bothers me because I know how it affects my hearing. And I do, everybody's ears tend to ring after concerts. Let me know your experience there. I mean, without the hearing protection. So use the hearing protection, and don't count on your ears being able to regenerate or just be able to reverse any kind of damage that occurs. You got to consider the fact, as I said in the beginning of this chapter, that it's cumulative and that you're not going to be able to reverse it. That's kind of like smoking. Smoking is cumulative, the damage it does to your lungs. Same thing can be said about the loud sound waves in your ears. So if you never thought about it that way, hopefully this gives you some insight. Like the video, of course, if you got some value out of it, share it with folks and your social media, and of course subscribe to the channel so that you are notified of new chapters as they're released. See you in the next chapter. Bye-bye.